Mr. Moon. Thank you, everybody. Check out our special guest. My ultimate meow. Hello. So today's date is September the 26th. I know you guys are probably going, where did September go, Kitty? And I am right there with you. Welcome into Coming In. As you're coming into Meow and Me, Meow means make each one wanted. This is a featured pet show on the app. Thank you, S. Hi, Joe. Hi, Fred. And so for the next hour, we'll be talking to some of our fellow community members here on the app with their pets and talking with them about meaningful pet ownership and what they've come to enjoy about being a pet owner. Now, since this is a featured show, there are a few rules. One of the rules is that we keep it clean. We toe the line. So if you're in the comments, keep the comments positive. Please don't harass our special guests. And please don't say anything inappropriate in the comments. You will probably be removed by one of these awesome bouncers. So please keep it clean. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, OG Lucky. So welcome in, though. We have two special guests. Our first guest of the night is a cutie pie, and our second special guest of the night is Amber. And I am so excited. This is our very first time. This is her second only show as Amber, and she's got a great dog, but I'm going to let her tell you all about that, not me. Okay? Now, but before we get into our first special guest of the night, which I am super excited of, this gal was just on the pasta challenge. She's coming off straight up of the judge with more miserables, Brandy, Top Badge Viva Diva, and a cutie pie was also one of the judges. Now here she is tonight as our special guest. I'm so excited with her cat, Romeo. But before we see our special guest, I've got a little bit of trivia. I got a little trivia that I'm going to see what you know about cats. Because our first guest is a cat. So I'm so excited to find out. What color eyes are cats born with? Blue, pink, green, or black? Blue, pink, green, or black? What color do you think cats are born with? Is it pink, just chilling? Let's check. It's not pink. What about blue, green, or black? Anybody for blue, green, or black? That was a good guess. I would have guessed maybe the same thing. Oh, it is blue, B. Well done. All cats are born with blue eyes. Their adult eye color will begin to appear within 3 to 12 weeks. As a result, eye color is not recorded on their CFA registry because except in the cases of white cats. White cats whose eyes remain blue have a high chance of deafness. Who knew? Who knew? Those with only one blue eye will likely be deaf only in the ear closest to their blue eye. Interesting little tidbit. Thank you all for the gifts. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, here we go. How many different sounds can a cat make? Is it 150? Is it 10? Is it 27 or 100? 27, B says. It is not 27. Good guess. 150, 10, 100. These cats talk a lot, apparently. Let's go with 100. Let's see what's. Oh, it is 100, OG Lucky. OG Vibes, thank you. Cats can make about 100 different sounds. 100. That's a lot of different sounds that cats can make. And as having two cats myself, I can testify that they really know how to be mouthy. My cats are very mouthy. And well, and to put this into context, dogs can usually make only about 10 sounds. No wonder people say it's man's best friend. Okay? I'm just saying that it takes a lot to be a pet owner of a cat, apparently, because dogs are so sweet. So okay, move on. Let's see. If you know this, I am so excited if you do know this. Okay. What Catholic Pope condemned cats as evil? Is it Gregory the 13th, Pius the 7th, Innocent the 8th, or Julius the 3rd? Anybody have a guess? Anybody have a guess? Thank you, High Tech. Hello, welcome in, everybody. We've got a couple more minutes. The 8th, I like that. Let's see. Innocent the 8th. B, you get it. Okay, during the Spanish Inquisition. Get my mouth right. Kitty, get it together, Kitty. Pope Innocent the Eighth condemned cats as evil, and thousands of cats actually were destroyed because of it. Unfortunately, the widespread killing of cats led to an explosion of the rat population, which exacerbated the effects of the Black Death during that time. Woo! You're welcome. I'm dropping knowledge here now. I'm dropping knowledge. Okay. How many hours do cats sleep per day? How many hours do cats sleep per day? Who's going with 16 to 20? Who's going to 12 to 16? Who's out there with 8 to 12? Who goes 20 to 24? A cutie pie says 20 to 24. That is incorrect. High Tech says 16 to 20, and you are correct, High Tech. Cats usually sleep 16 to 20 hours per day for very young cats and very old cats. So basically, almost like humans, it's near the upper end of the range. And newborns almost sleep 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, we got time for just a couple more questions today. OG Vibes, thank you so much. Okay, I had to ask to see who knows this. How did ancient Egyptians mourn when a family cat died? Did they sacrifice a dog? Did they eat no food for 3 days? Did they throw a party? Or did they shave their eyebrows? Who knows the answer? Who thinks that they know what these ancient Egyptians did when they mourned? Savage says C, they threw a party. That is not correct. B says, High Tech says they absolutely ate no food for 3 days. That is not correct. Let's see what OG Vibe says. They shaved their eyebrows. And he is correct. OG Vibes and Mr. Moon, yes. When a cat died, ancient Egyptian households would go into mourning as if for a human relative, and would often shave their eyebrows to signify their loss to the community. The cat then would be mummified and buried along with provisions for the cat, such as milk, mice, and rats. Yes, I know you are super excited. That ends our animal trivia for cats this week. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed that. And now you have something to talk about at the coffee cooler tomorrow at work. But for right now, we're gonna invite our first guest on. If you're coming into Meow and Me, welcome in. We're inviting our first guest on a cutie pie to the box. We're gonna get started with our first special guest of the night. Thank you, Sirach. Here we go is a cutie pie.
Hi, Kitty and Kim.
Hello, let me just get you. I'm going to do the medium view, I think. There. So we can see everything. Oh, look at you. Look so adorable.
Yeah, we're in our pajamas already. I had to wake Romeo up for the show, and he's kind of mad at me.
Romeo is kind of mad at you. Is that what you said? I couldn't have hear you well.
I said we had to wake him up for the show, and he's kind of mad at me.
Oh, did you? Okay. What does Romeo do when he gets mad at you, a cutie pie?
Well, sometimes he yells at me by talking in his one of his 100 kitty sounds. Sometimes he bites me. That's when he's really dissatisfied with me.
Oh.
And like right now, he's just sitting in the middle of the room staring at me as though I don't exist. But we both know he's staring at me.
Ah, he's giving you the you don't exist to me look. Okay, well, okay. For those of you who don't know Romeo, why did you pick Romeo as Romeo's name? Why did you pick him?
Well, so Romeo came to live with me in the middle of a snowstorm in February. And I had to schedule a vet appointment for him on Valentine's Day. That was their first opening. And because Romeo has a heart shaped spot on him, I wanted to give him a Valentine's Day themed name. And Cupid just didn't fit him, but Romeo did.
Okay, I like that. So you rescued Romeo from the middle of a snowstorm?
Well, actually, the story goes is that my friends and I, we all lived in New England. We have these houses that are turned into apartment buildings. And so we all lived in the same house. And we were having like this huge snowstorm. I think we must have gotten like 4 feet of snow that day or into the weekend. And we were outside. We were drinking hot toddies. We were building a snow fort. We were having an amazing time. And when I got home, I came inside and I took off all of my snowy clothes, and then I got a little knock at my door, and my neighbor said, "Did you notice there was a cat out here?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Well, there's a cat out here." And I said, "Okay." And then he said, "Well," and I said, "Well, what? The cat had to come from somewhere. It just didn't fall out of the sky." And he said, "Well, it's snowing." And I said, "Yeah." And he was kind of like, I think his expectation was that I was going to be like, "Oh my God, let me take this cat in." But it was my reactions that it's snowing, he's cold. If we leave him outside, he'll go home. Uh, and that's
Oh.
earlier the year before, I had lost the cat that I had for 20 years. So I wasn't ready for a new pet. And so my neighbor said, "Well, I just adopted this cat from the Humane Society, and they said that I shouldn't introduce it to any new cats. And da 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 da. Can the cat stay with you for the night until I can find its owner tomorrow?"
Oh.
I was a little disgruntled because I don't know about anybody else out there, but I had finally gotten rid of all of the cat hair in my house. And it taken about a year because that stuff just comes out of nowhere sometimes. And so I was just kind of like a little disgruntled, but I was like, "Fine, I'll take him for the night. But you have to bring me a cat box and some food." And which he did. He brought me like, an old cat food cardboard box made into a makeshift litter box. And he brought me some cat food. And so then, I let the cat in and he kind of sniffed around for a while. And then he just kind of looked up at me and I was like, "Oh, how cute you are." And he did that thing where he leaned back on his rear legs and he reached up for me. And I was like, "Oh." And so like I picked him up like that and then he just hugged me and hugged me and hugged me. And I was like, oh, you're so sweet, but you're not staying. And so I said,
Mhm.
you're just here till tomorrow. You're
You're
not
not staying.
you're
That
not.
didn't last very long.
And so then, I'm petting him and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed. I'm gonna trust you not to urinate all over my apartment or scratch my furniture. I'm going to bed. And so then I'm in bed, and I'm scrolling through my phone, and then all of a sudden he hops up on the bed, and I was like, okay, but you're not staying. Like you're not staying. And so then he curled up in the nook right here. I was laying on the bed like this, and he curled up on the nook, and he slept there the whole night, like he didn't move.
Wow. Wow.
Curled up next to me, and then in the morning I woke up and he was still sleeping, and I was like, hi. And then he woke up and saw me, and then he just immediately started making biscuits in my hair. And I was like, okay, you're really cute, but you're not staying. And
Uh-huh.
I was getting ready to go to work. I was writing a note to my neighbor to say, like, I get out of work at 4 o'clock. If you need me to come home on my lunch break to pass you this cat back because you found its owner, just text me. And then I noticed, because he was kind of doing the circling thing in the morning, I noticed that he had a heart-shaped spot on him. And I was like, you're not staying.
Right? Oh, where at?
But as it happened, is that my neighbor never did find where he came from, and I ended up keeping him until around May. That year on Cinco de Mayo, again, my same group of friends that lived in the house, we were all outside in the yard playing. We were hula hooping and jump roping, and it sounds kind of silly for a bunch of adults to do this, but trust me, add alcohol, instant party. And so, so we were all hanging out in the yard, and Romeo was in the yard too, and we were playing. And then I saw this lady at the end of the driveway, on the other side of the driveway, and she was like, here, kitty, kitty, here, kitty, kitty.
No, she didn't.
Went over there and I said, oh, excuse me. I said, I really appreciate you, showing attention to the cat, but I'd appreciate it if you didn't lure him too far away from home. And then she said, that's my cat. And I was like, okay. And so she's like, you stole my cat. And I was like, well, he's been outside for a month now, and if he didn't want to be here, he would have left.
Oh,
And she said, but that's my cat. He ran away in February. And I said, oh yeah, I'm not denying that. And I said,
denying that.
but
Oh,
I've been taking care of him, And I said, and if you want the cat back, we can discuss how you can take possession of the cat back. And so then she left for a while. I mean, she yelled some profanities as she was walking away.
oh.
And she came back with her boyfriend, and he was like, who do I talk to about the cat? And I was like, me. And he was like, so that's our cat. And I was like, well, possession is 9/10 of the law, and I've had him since February. I'm not saying that that's not your cat, but you live like right over there, 2 driveways down, and not once did you come knocking at our door or in our yard or posting any flyers that you lost this cat. So not really sure how invested you are in taking care of this cat. Well, that's our cat, whoop de whoop whoop. And he started talking about the children because they had 3 small children. And at the time I worked at WIC. And so I very much understood the psychology of children and said, well, the cat has been gone for several months. Are you sure that they actually missed this cat, or is it that they miss a cat? Because I'm happy to find you another cat, one that I'm not attached to. And he was like, no, it's this cat, da 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 da. And I said, okay, well, we can talk. Like, I have invested a significant amount of money in his health care and things like that, that if I were to take him back, I would ask that you reimburse me for, because I'm not running a free spay and neuter shelter over here. And he was like, well, how much? And so I said, with the medication, because he had ear mites when he came to live with me, and he had worms when he came to live with me, and I had to get him vaccinated before I could get him fixed. And I said, so altogether that came out to be about like $500-600. And he's like, well, I'll talk to my wife about it. And I said, okay, well, you talk to your wife about it. And he's like, well, can you show me receipts? And I'm like, absolutely, can show you all of the receipts. And I said, as a matter of fact, he's on a very special cat food as well because he had so many dietary issues and worms when he came to live with me that he can't hold down regular cat food. He has to be on like the prescription diet food. So he went away. And as he went away, he was pushing the kids in the stroller. And the kids were like, they had like food in the stroller. And so my cat is very food motivated. So he kind of followed them home. So I let them go. I wasn't like, oh, she's trying to steal my cat or anything. And I was sitting on the porch and it had been maybe like an hour later. And my best friend says, are you worried about your cat? And I said, a little. And she's like, well, would you like to take a walk? And I said, sure. So we walked down 2 driveways and we saw the lady outside of her apartment. And then she started screaming, F, that fat bee who stole my cats here, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, listen,
Why?
we talked about this before. I didn't steal the cat. The cat showed up at my doorstep. And because I'm a decent human being, I took care of the cat. And I'm not saying you can't have the cat back. I'm, actually not really like all that enthused about having a cat again because I just got rid of one.
Right.
But I'm also like trying to be fiscally responsible. And if you want the cat back, then you should really reimburse me for all of the expenses that I've dished out to keep your cat healthy, safe, and alive.
Right.
So she's like, well, F you, I'm calling the cops.
No.
And so she called the cops on me. And to make a long story short, the cops said that because it's a cat, it's a civil matter and not a criminal matter. And I got really upset because I was like, is dog napping not a criminal charge? Or is it? And because it's a cat, you're now saying that my cat is of lesser value than a dog. And so the cop kind of got mad at me and whatever. But so she told me that I had to reach out to the dog officer come Monday.
Dog officer?
Yeah, the dog officer. And so I called the dog officer and left a message that he would hear it first thing on Monday morning. And he called me back on Monday morning on my way to work and said, if he's like, if you have vet bills, then that shows that the cat is under your care and that is your cat. He's like, but unfortunately, you would have to, I heard that lady screaming, here, kitty! So I assumed that Romeo had escaped. And so I ran to the back of the house and where the railroad tracks are, and there's this like green path between the two houses. And I saw him and I said, Romeo. And he looked at me like he just did now, and his ears perked up. And I said, Romeo. And it was like one of those 80s Stetson commercials because he just leaped through the tall grass to run towards me. And I snatched him up and I screamed, possession's 9/10 of the law, bitches. And I ran him through the cat in the house. So when the dog officer called me on Monday, the cat was in my possession. And he said, really, the only way that you're ever going to prevent this from happening again is to get him microchipped. So I went into work that day and I told my boss what had happened. And she said, well, call the Humane Society and see how much it costs to get your cat microchipped. And I said, it's going to cost hundreds of dollars and da 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 da. She's like, call them. So I called. And our local Humane Society was having a spay, neuter, and microchip clinic the very next day for $50.
Oh.
And so I said, oh, okay, it's going to cost $50. And so she slaps a $50 bill on the desk and she says, you have tomorrow off. Go get your cat microchip.
Oh, what a good boss.
And everything else. And the second that I brought him home from being microchipped, his whole personality changed. He was like, ha, 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 we're locked in now. And he bit me for the first time.
And that's when he became another kind of kitty.
That's when he became Mr. Mean Kitty sometimes.
If you're just coming into Meow and Me, welcome into this show. We're just getting to know like a cutie pie's interesting adoption slash receiving story. Like it's almost like you received your kitty from the universe and then you ended up having to go to battle to keep it. So like Romeo is a lucky cat. Like you went to full on battle with the neighbor almost, everything. You know, this could have turned out a whole different way. You know, you went out and this is just great. Okay, how long have you had Romeo now?
So it's been almost 10 years. So in February
10.
2013, it will be our 10-year cat anniversary.
Oh, so it's really coming up close.
Yeah, he turned. So I found out from that lady that his birthday is in August 16th. So he just turned 9 years old.
Oh, it's a love story. And you've had him, okay, now you've had him longer than most people have relationships in their lives.
Absolutely. I would say that this is the second longest relationship of my life. And it's also the second cat relationship because my first cat I had for 20 years.
Right. Wow.
I've been with two cats longer than I live with my parents, and I've been in any sort of human relationship.
Facts. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. If you're just coming in, enjoy. Okay, so let me ask you some more questions. So, has he continued to have a lot of health problems throughout your cat ownership?
Well,
Thank you.
I guess if you consider behavioral health problems, absolutely. Typically, he's been fairly healthy with the occasional tummy ache here or there, but he has this habit of, like, say I go away for a day trip and I leave early in the morning and I come back late at night. Somebody would have left me little nuggets of poop, put, because they were dissatisfied that they didn't get their wet food on schedule.
Mm-mm, he's naughty.
He's very naughty.
Mhm. All right. If he okay, so if Romeo could give you a nickname, okay, let's see Romeo real quick. I don't think anybody has seen it. Is he? We might flip the camera around at all, cutie pie, and check. Let's so we can see him. Thank you for all the gifts, you guys. A cutie pie is a meow today too, dressed up. Because otherwise, we're gonna run out of all our time together already, and we've never even seen him. Just to, I know I'm worried about her safety because he's sassy. Oh, look at him! There he is. Okay, you guys have 1 second to look at this cat
And look at
because her
heart shape.
safety maybe what?
This is his heart shaped spot.
Yeah, you guys see his heart in the middle of him?
And that's
Isn't
kind
it
of
cute?
why these are the way that they are, because it kind of looks like two hearts.
He is a beautiful cat, a cutie pie. Oh, look at him. He was like,
Got
please,
the slow,
mommy, let me go.
I got the slow blink, which usually means wartime.
It's so weird because, like, here, when my cats slow beak, they usually mean they want to snuggle. It's interesting. Okay, so if Romeo could give you a nickname, a cutie pie, what would it be?
I think that he would call me his pet.
What?
I think he would call me his pet.
His pet. He thinks you're his pet instead of the opposite way around.
Absolutely, absolutely, Kitty. No doubt in my mind. And anybody who comes to my stream will tell you that Romeo is the ruler of this house.
I love it. I love it very much. Okay. Um, what do you okay, so if what can you tell other people out here who because we're running down to our last few minutes together about cats. What do you think other people should know about owning a cat? As you know, what do you think they need to know?
I think that in order to be a good cat owner is that you have to be willing to let the cat do what it wants to do. Because
Mhm.
unlike dogs, cats have zero desire to please you, and anything that they do is sweet and kind is for their own benefit. Whereas a dog, I think, wants to make you happy all the time, whereas a cat could really care less. And so I've had to get over my attachment to having nice furniture or nice things because, I this couch and this is his couch and he's decided to turn it into a scratching post, and no matter what I say or do or squirt water at him, it doesn't matter. And so I've had to learn to love the cat more than I love having nice things.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Romeo is a very lucky cat. That's what I know. He's lucky he found you. I'm facts. I'm just like that's definitely a bad habit that he has. Um, do you think that Romeo could ever be around another cat or another pet?
Well, when we lived in that house, there were three other cats that lived in that house, and they all shared the yard. And Romeo was known as the yard bully. And that I would often get text messages and calls while I was at work that, oh, your cat just killed a family of rabbits. Oh, your cat just killed a family of birds. Your cat cornered the neighborhood stray cat and won't let him out of the corner of the dumpster. So he's kind of always been a bully. And I don't think that he would be accepting of another cat in the house.
Oh my goodness. Very interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay, so with our last couple minutes together today at Cutie Pie, can you tell us about when you stream and where to find you on the app?
Yeah, I'm usually an after work streamer. I used to stream a lot in the mornings, but I'm finding that my days are much more productive if I just kind of focus on what I'm doing in the morning. So I like to hang out and chill with my friends after work. Somewhere between 4:20 and 5 o'clock is when you can meet me. And then we just hang out, listen to music. Sometimes we talk about really interesting topics, anywhere from like, psychology to philosophy,
Mm,
anywhere in there. But mostly it's just a good time to hang out and chill.
I'm excited. Okay, so you heard it. You guys hit a Cutie Pie with a favorite. A Cutie Pie, thank you for being on the show today. Appreciate that. You click her name, and then when you click her name, it'll say favorite in a circle. That's how you do it.
It's a pleasure as always.
Thank you, a cutie pie. So, you guys, I'm so excited. So, now we have this time between our first guest and our second special guest. And I want to just do a shout out to my top gifters of the stream. Thank you to OG Vibes. Thank you to OG Lucky. And thank you to S. Please make sure you favorite my top supporters of the stream as well. They are just helping us trend and helping us be here today. Thank you so much for all the gifts, Digital Hero. Thank you. And for when I'm talking to our special guests, if I don't shout out thank you for your gifts, it's not because I don't see them. I do see them and thank you for them. It's because I'm just being respectful to my special guests. Thank you so much, a cutie pie. Thank you. Okay, you guys, just something quick, a little story about pets in the news. And I just wanted to share this story really quick before our second special guest, because this is a relevant time of year for us all to think about this as we're moving into a different season of the year. Some of us are near the coastlines that are on the app. So I wanted to talk about hurricane preparedness and plan how to keep your pets safe when a storm strikes, okay? And as we enter into hurricane season, which is usually from June 1st to November 30th each year, it's good to begin to make your preparations for what to do in case of a storm, especially making sure your pets are part of that plan. Hurricanes can be dangerous and they can be deadly for pets, just as they are for people. And it's important to take measures during these storms to keep your pets safe. There are things like FEMA, of course, and the Center for Disease Control that do make some recommendations. Okay, and one of the best way is to have like an emergency kit for your household with enough food, water, batteries, date, flashlights, and more for several days. And your pet should have an emergency kit too. So just like you make yourself a water kit or whatever kit, you're going to want to make a separate kit for your pets during this time. FEMA recommends several days of food. of airtight food. So, like in a container that can't be where water breaches it. And as a rule of thumb, enough food for 3 to 7 days. A water bowl and clean water supply for a pet for 3 to 7 days as well. If your pet takes medicine, it doesn't hurt to have an extra supply of medicine that your pet takes in this pack, and especially put it in a waterproof container. Um, a leash, a backup leash. I know that sounds crazy, but if you have a dog, you might want to make sure you have a backup leash in there, a collar, an updated ID tag, and a rabies tag. So that way, just in case, you could bring your pet with you if there was something you needed. So a traveling bag, a crate is good. Grooming items if you can. Pet registration information is always important. A picture, if it's a cat, having a litter box and some litter, some newspaper, some paper toweling, trash bags, just a few of items like toys, um, some treats, their favorite bedding, maybe if they can have a familiar item that they can bring with them. Yeah, and don't forget your pet's grooming stuff, like their favorite grooming items, like their shampoo and their favorite brush. So these are just things I just wanted to share with you as a reminder. I know you guys know all these things already, but it's always a good reminder right about now to start thinking, like, do I have everything that I need in my car if I did need to leave because of a hurricane or a tornado? Do I have all the things that I need for my pet? Is my cat or my lovable dog going to be safe? So that was my little clip about pets in the news. Now, as you all know, welcome in. Alexa, play Who Let the Dogs Out. Welcome in my second special guest of the night. She's got a dog. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I heard she's. Oh, can I get a little Amber to the box? Hey. Okay, so Amber is coming in. She's our second special guest of the night. Hello, Amber.
Hi, Kitty. How are you?
Good. I see there. Who do you have for us there?
This is Winston. He got all pretty for you. Are you ready
He
to
looks
see it?
so pretty. Look at Winston.
I don't know if he'll stand up. He's really mad. He was hiding under the bed sleeping. We'll see. Come here, Winston. Don't make me do this alone.
Don't make me do it alone, Winston. He has a dog tattoo. Well, he has like you guys, hi Winston. Oh, he loves his
He's
mama.
mad. He was sleeping.
He had a big day at the pet groomer today, I guess.
He did.
Can you
Every
tell us
day.
about
He's there
the big
every
day
day.
at the pet groomer?
So I'm a groomer, and all of my streams during the day are grooming, and he goes with me every day and gets spoiled to the max. He doesn't even hang out with me anymore because people feed him so much. But he always comes home to me. So
So yeah. So when did you? So she was giving Winston a special updo today, all all for you Scout streets and your other streets of people. Winston's got a little updo with a little tattoo pumpkin.
let me see. Stand up. He's so mad.
Oh, look at him. He looks so cute. So, okay, let's talk about Winston. When did you get him and how did you get him?
So I've had him a little over a year, and I actually was his groomer for about 7 years before his owner said that they couldn't keep him anymore. And I groomed him so long, I was like, he can't go to a stranger, so I'm taking him home. And then that's it.
This is the
Over a
dangers
year.
of dog grooming that you end up. How do you have other pets that you've acquired?
Yeah, I have four. I have three other dogs. They're all in their kennels right now because this would not be happening right now if they were out. Um, but he does not associate with them. He doesn't like them. He thinks he's a cat. Um, so he'll be around them, but if they're too close to him, he'll snap at them and go hide.
So yeah, he's adorable. Look at his little mohawk. Look
Oh
at
yeah,
mohawk, you guys. That is
that
so
was
cool.
the stream requested that today, so we gotta give them what they want.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching for a little while and then I got busy with actually I had other things to do. Um
I was like, Katie wants a
what they
pumpkin.
pay
She's
me
getting
to
a
do
pumpkin.
versus yeah. Um I okay, so Winston, so you've had him now for how long then, Amber?
A little over a year.
Okay, so you've had him for over a year. You were dog grooming him for over 7. So he kind of fell into your life as an like an extra part of the plan. Just kind of unexpectedly, but here he is nonetheless.
Yeah.
And you know, so he already had the name Winston is my guess.
Yeah, he did. But we all
Do you know
call him
why?
Winnie.
Winnie?
Yeah.
Ooh. Why Winnie, look at him looks. He looks so like sophisticated with his dog pose. He's like
I
voguing.
think he's he's voguing. Are you voguing? Is that what's
He's like
happening?
intense dog pose. Yeah. And you're right, just chilling. I'm totally he's like totally just like power posing in front of the camera. Let's go. Let's go, Winston. Okay. What do you think your guys' favorite thing to do together is?
We go to Starbucks every morning and he gets a puppuccino. He
A
will
puppet.
like fly out of the window to get it. It's mad. He's mad about him.
What is in a puppuccino?
Usually it's just a cup of whipped cream, but sometimes they'll put like a dog bone in there or something.
He's addicted.
Yeah, he is. He's bad. He'll like fly all over the car until he gets it. He has no self-control.
Oh my god. He's
Right?
let's go. He's adorable. Okay. Um where does Winston sleep? Where does Winnie
So his afternoon naps, like right now, he was just sleeping, which is why he has that look. He'll sleep under the bed, but at bedtime he sleeps in a laundry basket. I don't know why. He just
Hmm.
does.
He likes the oh I think that's interesting. Um I mean, okay, so he loves coming with you to work. It sounds so. In the morning, he's in the vehicle with you. He gets the puppuccino. He's got his mohawk. He's looking like stellar, and then he gets to hang out at work with you. And does he like free range it at work, or how does that go?
Yeah, so he's the shop dog, so he goes wherever he wants and does whatever he wants. If we can't find him, he's usually in the trash can. That's his worst habit is being in the trash
He likes to go in the trash can.
can. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what is he doing there? Is he just looking for snacks?
He's a scavenger. So when I got him, I didn't know that his diet was only cat food, and that was all he ate was cat food. It took me almost 2 weeks to get him to eat dog food. So I think that's part of it.
I I would love to see someone Uber their way out, please. Um, what has something owning Winston when he taught you? What has something owning him has taught you?
um, Patience. Yeah, because it was different. Like I expected him when I brought him home to be how he was at the shop. So him living with me was totally different atmosphere, and I didn't expect that at all.
Oh wow.
So I thought he would just be like lovey-dovey with me, like he was at the shop. But when we got home, it took about a month for him to adjust to being here.
And then with the extra dogs as well,
Yeah.
to and did he come from a dogless home like and other extra
Yeah.
dogs?
Yeah, there was no other dogs. She had a cat, and they were really close. But and dogs always go through a bit of depression when they get uh, a new home. So sometimes it could take them up to 3 months to adjust.
3 months. See, I am learning things as well. What are some of the things that you found that helped Winnie in that adjustment from
I made sure he had a safe space. So she gave me like his kennel and his favorite blanket. So I made sure he had that safe space away from even me to go into. I put it in my closet. So if he got overwhelmed, he could go in there. And that's where he spent most of his time if we weren't at the shop.
oh, so he's really been real, yeah. Like we all need that safe space, even people.
Yeah.
Um, he's so happy, Amber. He's so cute. Half of me having someone on the show is saying, "Oh, your pet's so cute." Um, what has
I
something?
love it.
It's like it's a good 25% of the show. Um, l- it's not my fault. They're so cute. What am I supposed to do? Um, you know, that's a good, so because you are so skilled and you have so many pets, but kind of like Winston was kind of like thrown in there, kind of in the pod, in the mix. Like, what would be a recommendation that you would give just like people in general thinking about adding extra pets into like another dog into a mix where there's already a pre-established dog, you know?
So since I have a pack of dogs, walking is the best way to help them adjust to each other. Um, Winston's not a very big walker, but he learned pretty quick that he had to suck that up and go and walk with the other dogs. But before, like, you even introduce them to the house, they just need to go and walk at least a half a mile together and let them do their thing.
Yeah, yeah. So he's like learning to be more of a dog. It's like almost like he's got like like he's learning more about like, hey, this is what we're gonna do as dogs. Come
Yeah.
on, let's
So,
go.
and he's still getting there, getting used to the dogs, but he's on a high horse 98% of the time.
How could he not be? He gets a puppuccino and he's got a mohawk. He's so cute I can't even stop myself. So if you're just coming into Meow and Me, Meow means make each one wanted. It's not just specifically referring to cats. We have dogs, snakes, tarantulas, bunnies, all on the show. Turtles, whatever kind of pet you have. Welcome into the show. This is Amber. This is Winnie, and he is stellar. Like, I'm not gonna say the other things, Sam, but he is a stellar doggy. So, what's the best pet? What is his best habit that he has, Amber?
His best habit, um, probably correcting my dogs. So I
Oh,
know it's more of protecting thing if they start jumping around him too much, but he'll definitely hold his own against them. Uh, okay.
he's like, this is my
He's good.
bubble. My bubble is for me. I mean,
But yeah, he's really good at correcting the other animals, whether it's here or at the shop. If they get too crazy at the shop, he puts them in check because he's a
I love.
boss.
He's so well behaved. He's just hanging out there. What is his favorite thing or what is his favorite possession?
It's actually the soccer ball, and I have to put it up because he'll start foaming at the mouth, and it's from TJ Maxx. But this is his thing.
Aww. Look at his little fluffy tail.
Oh yeah, he's got a red tail right now. It's still growing out from the dye, but he's
He's
a
about
boy.
that. He's 100% about it. He's like, hey, I'm right here. Let's go. Okay, so Amber, if Winnie was gonna give you a nickname, what do you think his nickname for you would be?
Um, who's that person that like cuts the head off in the medieval times? You know what I'm
Louis
talking
the
about?
14th
That's probably what it would
or
be,
Henry
just
the
because
8th
I have
or
to
whatever?
I have to like torture him to groom him, and it's different now because he has to come home with me, and he'll punish me too. He'll be like, "I'm not. Don't even." He doesn't associate with me after grooming most of the time. This was bribed with cheese. I don't know where the rest went, but the
Oh,
executioner, yeah.
I- I'm all, I don't know. The eats the person, the guillotine people.
I
Look,
couldn't think of it.
me neither. Don't worry. I don't know. I don't watch those things happen. I'm like,
He sat on the table for an hour for me to do that pumpkin today. He was not thrilled, but
it's
he was a champ about it.
he look, that pumpkin is everything. I hope y'all love that pumpkin. You should throw some pumpkin emojis in there. Like, yeah, Winnie is killing it. Okay.
He doesn't want anyone to see.
Do you think he's embarrassed by it?
No. I
Okay,
don't
then
think.
good.
Are you embarrassed by it? I don't think he knows it's there.
I wonder if he does know it's there or not. That's interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay. Um, if he could trade places with you for one day, what do you think he would go and do?
I think he would just sit at Starbucks all day.
Getting puppuccinos?
Yeah, I think that's what he would do. I don't know. Or cuddle. He would just find some random stranger to cuddle.
Eat pounds and pounds of spaghetti?
Oh my gosh, he actually did that. And lasagna. He Garfield my lasagna. A
No.
whole a whole family size lasagna.
Oh, family size. He's so tiny. For family size, he's so
I know.
tiny.
He was definitely round for a few days and was not up to being around people after that because he was uncomfortable wrestling.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I bet he was. He was probably like, I barely stand right now, much less do I have to move. Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he
so.
likes
How
his
much does he
pasta.
weigh, Amber? How much does he weigh?
I think he's 17 pounds.
Oh, so he weighs less than my cat. No, no cap.
Oh my god.
Thank you, thank you. And that's no joke. Like, yeah, my cat's 18 pounds. Yeah, so there's that. That's interesting. If he was gonna give you, if your dog was gonna give you a rapper name, what famous rapper would he give you for a name?
Oh my gosh. I have no idea.
What about a famous singer?
Probably David Bowie.
David Bowie.
At least I would hope. It's like we're supposed to be friends.
Her favorite forever. I don't mind. I like David Bowie. Um,
Me too.
so I'm just like thinking to myself, okay, if when Winnie and you got away for the perfect dog weekend, the very perfect, the most perfect dog weekend ever, what would it look like to Winnie?
I feel like it would involve cats and absolutely no grooming at all whatsoever. Uh, and his little ball wherever we could play with it.
His soccer
He's
ball.
not, yeah, he's really not a picky dog. Like he's happy just to go in car rides, but he will not stick his head out the window if I'm going over 80.
Oh.
He will not do it. I've tested it, and he's gone. He's had enough.
He is definitely done. He's like, I've
Yeah.
done enough here. Um, what are your thoughts? Like, what kind of dog is Winnie?
He's a Maltipoo.
A
So
multi.
he's like a Maltese and a poodle.
And are those like kind of a special allergenic kind of dog? It sounds to me like it's some kind of special hybrid.
They used to be hypoallergenic and not shed, but now if you get them, they're just so inbred that every dog sheds now.
Oh. So yeah, because of the line of the way they get bred. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, do they have any kind of skin issues that you have to be concerned about? If somebody here was like, I kind of want a multi poo, like what would they need to know about getting one?
Grooming is so important. Like you have to brush consistently. They do get moles as they get older,
Oh,
but that's really it.
just moles. And that's something. Why should they be paying attention to moles?
Because if they break open, they could cause infection.
Nice.
So
So, what I love about this too is that for all of you coming in and just hanging out in the back, just watching two people talk about their pets, um, I think you need to know that Amber is a professional groomer, and she gives dogs their due. Hello. She gives their dogs that due. And right now, Winnie has a special due. He's got a mohawk and a pumpkin on him. And so this is like she's a skilled at what she does, obviously. What is the number one thing you've noticed, like as a professional groomer, Amber, like what is some things that you want to let people who own dogs out there know?
do your research. Make sure you're brushing them. Like that's probably the number one problem we see is matted dogs, and it's not just tangles here or there. It's pelted or cast like fur, and it's dangerous. It can cause skin issues, bruising. It can make them bleed, or if they get a cut under the matting, they can get maggots. Like it's just, please brush your dogs. And cats are the same way too.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm constant. I have two long-haired cats, and yeah, we're constantly fighting the with them to brush the one of them. So completely true. Please make sure you brush your pets. If they get wet, especially, I feel like that, especially for cats.
Yeah,
Boosted
and Matt's like Winston
Are you here
and
for
water. Boosted and Shape are Winston's number one fans.
I see, I, I see that Winston brings his own crowd with him. When he
He does.
goes rolling on the Meet Me streets, Winston's riding dirty. He's got his crew. He's like, I've got everybody with me here. Winston has his own posse. He's like, let's go, roll up. I just hear DMX playing in the background. He's like, roll out. Where my dogs at? You know?
Oh yeah, that would
That's
be
what
your
I
theme
hear right
song.
now. My brain is different though. I don't know if you hear it too.
Now I do, yeah.
Probably not. Probably why I am single, Paul. Okay, that's probably why. Okay. Roll up. Come on, let's go,
I
Winston.
love it.
Okay, so um okay, I'm kind of like bebopping around here and there and everywhere a little bit. But seriously, there's so many important things to be said about how to keep your no, how to keep your pet um in good condition and good health, and grooming is a really important part of that. Being a being keeping your pet bathed, brushed, cut correctly. Do you, if somebody does have a matted pet out there because maybe they weren't as good with their dog hygiene, what suggestions do you have for them?
They can try to brush it out. Please do not use scissors to cut the mats out because their skin, when they get mats, it gets so tight that their skin gets wrapped up in it and they could cut the skin. But probably just take it to a groomer or a vet and they can do it. Some rescues have low cost grooming also, depending on where you are.
I love that. So if you have a, especially if a cat just shows up at your door, oh, ouch. No. Okay. But oh, if a cat or a dog just shows up at your door, don't just take scissor in hand and go to work. See if there's some low cost grooming, or some options before you take that big leap. You don't want to hurt or injure a pet. I like that a lot. Um, yes, we've got, this is Winnie. He's got a pumpkin tattoo today and a mohawk. He's sassy. He comes with
He
his
is
own
pretty.
posse. He has his own dog posse. Hello?
I know. They're here for you, buddy.
The pumpkin, red, the pumpkin is on the side. It's like it's
Oh,
orange,
let me see.
and
Oh,
I don't know if you can see it because of, but
hold on. I just
he's
want to.
like been getting a little tired of us here. Look at him, you guys. He's pumpkin. I know, isn't it cute? And look at his tail. Look at his fluffy diet. And I mean, just if somebody's in here thinking like, "Oh my God, she dyed her dog's hair," can you tell us about the dog dye that you use?
So it's basically like Kool-Aid. There's no toxins in it. They can lick it. It's not going to hurt them. It might dye their tongue whatever color for a little bit, um, but it doesn't hurt them. The only thing standing for so long, they hate that. But we're pretty safe about giving them breaks in between. Oh, buddy.
I hope you guys learned something about dogs, dog grooming. I hope you enjoyed Winnie. In our last couple minutes together, Amber, um, just could you tell us about where stream, where people can find you? If you haven't hit Amber with a favorite yet, just click on her name here. And then when a second screen pops up, it'll have a little favorite circle. Hit the favorite on her so you can find her later too when she streams.
I think I have it all in my bio when I stream. It's usually like 11 a.m. Eastern until 2 p.m. Eastern, and it's all dogs. And on Tuesdays, we have Zoo Day, where I'm at a pet store grooming, and we'll get cats and just the weirdest things to groom. Like I can't or show you guys. We had pigs last week. So.
It's really good. I mean, like, I really enjoyed myself. Like, there are streams that I like to just kind of go into while I'm working and kind of watch or listen. And it was so much fun to watch you groom the like labradoodle. Thank you so much for the gifts. Like the labradoodle. It wasn't a labradoodle. I don't know. It was a big black
Yeah,
dog.
it was. Yeah.
A labradoodle. But it was
Hmm.
so much fun to watch you go through grooming him, and it takes so much time, and there was so much there that I didn't know. Just by watching, I could learn just by looking and watching what you were doing. um, and it's something really interesting. I think that, if you guys are interested in that stuff, you definitely, you're not going to find a different streamer on the app doing that. That's kind of special and really really unique, to be honest. And two, she's got the whole dog pound. Hello, like, let's go, but not literally the dog pound, but like the whole, like, all the dogs. Hello, she's like got all the
All the
dogs.
dogs.
It's like
New
Peter
dogs
Piper.
every day.
Yeah,
Peter.
all eyes on her. Let's go. Yes. So, and to Amber, what kind of things do you have coming up um in your stream, or you have anything going on upcoming?
I have your fives battle on October 22nd,
Oh,
and that's it. I don't really do this kind of stuff, but
you have October 22nd. You have your first battles. Did I hear somebody
yeah,
that it was your very first battle on the app?
yes, first ever, and will be my only. I won't do it again. They voted. I told you. I think I was like, we're gonna vote on it, and I was praying that they all know me enough that they would say, "No, we're not gonna do it," and everyone said yes. So
I'm
one time for
excited.
the one time.
Yeah, so fives battles are fun. October 22nd, you will have lots of content in Amber's stream. She's busy grooming those dogs for you. She's shared with us her special Winnie today. Um, what other things? If tell me if somebody was thinking out here about getting a dog tonight, or maybe for their kid or something, like top three things that somebody should needs to definitely know.
Um, probably look at their energy level. Like if you're not going to be able to keep up with the activities that they need to be healthy, please don't get the dog. And then the consistency of grooming, depending on the breed, it's usually every 4 to 6 weeks. And the nails, always keep track of the nails.
Hmm. I like that. Yeah, that there's a lot to owning a pet. It's a lot owning a pet. And
Yeah.
the more you think about it and make sure, whether it's a cat or a dog, it's not a cat conspiracy. Whether it doesn't matter which one it is, the make sure you have the time. That's what I heard a cutie pie say earlier as well. So I'm so excited. Thank you for coming on today, Amber, and
Thank you.
sharing your gifts and your talents. Um, your advice from a professional standpoint as well. Thank you for Winston for coming on and having his own puppy tattoo with his puppuccinos and his mohawks and everything else, you guys. He was such an incredible special guest. um Thank you, big boy. I just want to smush him, you guys. I just want to,
I know, right?
you know. He's so cute. And you guys don't forget to hit Amber with a fave. She can be streaming. She can be found streaming daily, almost, right, between 11 and 2 o'clock. So, and there too, you'll be able to watch her as she grooms pets.
And Winston will be there somewhere.
And when she loves to hang out, because he gets the puppuccino from the Starbucks every morning. I love it. I love everything about it.
Thank
Um,
you.
okay, I'm gonna let you out of the box, and I'm just gonna wrap up this show, you guys. So this week we've had some amazing special guests. We had some pet trivia. We got some pets in the news, you guys, like remembering our special hurricane preparedness season, especially as we hear of more hurricanes happening. Thank you. But especially as we hear of more hurricanes happening and stuff on the coastline, as seasons start changing, we want to keep in mind our thank you. We want to keep in mind all of the special things about maybe having a pet in our lives, keeping a special preparedness bags for our pets, our cats, our dogs. If you all know, if you come up here and hit me with a favorite little circle with the star at the top, please make sure you're favoriting my very top gifters and my special gifters of the night. And that's Sam I Am, Amber, OG Vibes, OG Lucky, S. 420B, more, a cutie pie, Jeffrey, digital hero, all of these guys. Please make sure you come in here and favorite them. Next week on the show, I'm very excited. We're going to have some special bunnies. That's right. We're going to have some special bunnies. And let me tell you, they are so cute. Yes, they are. I'm so excited. They're really cute. They're really, really cute. I am so excited. And I'm not going to tell you who our other guest is. I'm going to like surprise you. But don't forget that, being kind to your pets is free. Being kind to someone else is also free. Practice kindness. Spread it like a disease, baby. But also, thank you so much for coming in. I hope you all have a blessed night. I will see you later on this week. Take care.